Previously on Waterdeep Dragon Heist. 4 short avian creatures appear from behind the crates. Oh my fucking god, it's Kenku.
What?
Tie the pretty boy up in the back room. Follow the yellow signs in the sewers. You actually see in the corner a small man with red hair.
You are Floon, right? I'm here to help you.
Not Floon. Keep the blood off the streets.
Well, at this point, the blood isn't going to be on the streets. It's going to be under them.
Todd, we're back in the saddle. Back at it again with the white vans. If I can quote an old meme.
I don't even remember what that meme is.
Yeah, isn't that damn Daniel? Or
Oh,
whatever?
is that? Oh, that is damn Daniel. Damn Daniel.
We'll have a character in the D&D campaign, like Sir Daniel, in glistening white armor. No, I'm just-
Back at it with the white.
Back at it again with the white pauldrons. I don't know. We're back at it, Todd. It's been a minute, but we're back in the world of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. You ready to put yourself back in the shoes of Inarius?
I will try. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, but you know what? I'm ready.
When
ready to get back into it.
when did the first episode go live?
The first episode went live in like July?
Fuck, dude.
So, I mean, it's been a long time. I had issues with episode 2, and I charged through them, and now we're going to do this much more frequently. We're going to get through this. And we're going to play a lot more frequently. We're going to have some fun. So, because I know you're going to need a little bit of a refresher.
Yeah, dead ass. I'm gonna need a fucking refresher.
And the folks at home may need a little bit of a refresher. You're still tracking down Floon Blagmar, for your friend Valo. You're still tracking down Floon, and you are currently in the sewers. You broke into a Xanatharum warehouse, where you learned that Floon was being held in the kind of Xanathar's sewer network underneath the city.
If I remember correctly, wasn't I heading up a ladder?
Yes, that is where we ended. You were heading up you were heading up a ladder stealthily.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So basically, the setup was there was a path, like there's a pathway to follow down, where you're following kind of like the sort of Xanathar symbol through the sewer, like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
it was like follow the yellow markings on the wall. You're following that. There's a pathway to follow down, and then there's a gazer that was sitting in front of a ladder that you guys defeated, and you were heading up the ladder before... You're going to basically check out where the ladder leads before going down the rest of the sewer. So, yeah, you said you wanted to do that stealthily, so let's go ahead and start off with a rousing stealth check, Inarius.
Boom.
Holy shit. Immediately nat 20. Jesus Christ. Okay. So... here's what happens.
Makes no noise. No.
Yeah. So you go up the ladder first. You head up. There's sort of like a covering. It's not necessarily a manhole cover, but it does lead up to like sort of a door covering that you slowly push open. And you notice that you're in kind of a dark like basement. There's a lot of sort of supplies downstairs. A lot of alcohol, a lot of food supplies, and there is a staircase that is sort of leading up to the first floor. You look like you're in the basement of somewhere.
Okay. How is it? Like super dark?
It's pretty dark, but you have dark vision, I think.
Do I have dark vision? I don't remember. I think I might. Let me double check real quick.
I believe you do.
Oh yeah, I do. Dark vision, 60 feet. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it is dark. Like, it's dark down there. But you can kind of tell where you're at. You look like you're just, like, in the basement or supply room of something.
Okay, I want to look around and see if I can... we check for some supplies.
Okay. So, like, you want to... Are you looking for anything in particular, or... Okay.
Just a random check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
So it'll be 19.
So a 19 total for investigation?
Yeah.
Okay, with a 19, you look around the room, and again, there's not a whole lot to see. There's no, like, valuables that are being stored down here. It very much looks like a supply room or something. You can see there are actually some barrels of, like, ale that you can see down there that are stamped with text that says the spouting fish.
So I'm assuming we're in the spouting fish.
Yes. You could, are you, like, is Yagra coming up with you, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'm assuming she followed me.
Okay. She kind of stealthily comes up there, too, doesn't really make much noise, and she says, what's going on?
We're in a basement, and it seems like we're in a place called the Spouting Fish.
Oh, yeah, that's a tavern. Yeah, that's in the dock ward. Weird. I mean,
well,
that's a little fishy. I mean, maybe this sort of implies that they're working with the Xanathars, or it's like a holdout place.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the hell. I don't remember what the Xanathars are.
It's one of the rival guilds.
I know. I'm talking shit.
Basically, the big crime guys.
Well, it seems like the only way to go is up those stairs.
Well, so yeah, you could go up the stairs if you wanted to, but there's also, like, you haven't navigated the sewers. Like, there's a path down the sewers.
Oh, is there still a path? Okay, there's still a path we haven't done?
There's basically just this that you chose to go and look at first.
Okay.
Yeah, from what you know, like, Floon is still very much down in the sewers. There was also this.
Now, part of me is like, can I go up the stairs and see if I can look through a keyhole?
I mean, yeah, you could definitely, like, try to go up the stairs and see what you can see. Yeah.
I want to be a stealthy boy, but we're gonna do that after we go back down into the sewers.
Okay. So you're gonna go down in the sewers first.
So back down we go.
All right. So you guys go back down, and yeah, there is a pathway kind of in front of you as you guys go back down the sewers, and you see, like, yeah, it's marked with that Xanathar sort of logo. Sort of yellow sigil. So you guys are going to just follow that?
Yes, we continue on that path.
Okay, continuing on down that path, you've got kind of like, it sort of leads into this main sewer tunnel that expands into this, like, circular hub. As you guys are walking through, there's a sort of, like, there's like a foot or so of, like, just water and sewage that you're, like, trudging through. Mm-hmm. And you've got a circular hub that has passages continuing on the north and south of it. So imagine you come out into this big circular area that's got these two pathways leading out.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is make another stealth check.
It's gonna be a 6.
Ooh, a 6. Okay. With the 6, you actually hear when you guys came in, you heard kind of like some snoring, just like a. And then, like, the second you kind of, like, entered the main area with the circular hub, you splashed some of that doo-doo water.
Some of that dock.
Some of that dock water. You splash some of it, like, as you kind of, like, come in, and you're just... it's like whatever was sleeping wakes up, and you can kind of...
I hide in the dark nostril.
I immediately take cover in the doo-doo water. But no, what happens is you see in front of you that on opposite ends of the wall, you guys are now kind of surrounded by 2 arrow slits in the walls. So here's what's going to happen. You are going to... Ooh, damn. One of them got a nat 20. Okay.
Trying to kill me? No.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically just roll this and tell you what happens. Shit. Okay. So you take 9 points of damage.
Oh.
As one of these arrows comes through the arrow slits and just, like, nails you in the side of the neck. And Yagra takes 4 points as another arrow comes through the arrow slits. And you hear a voice coming through the first one, like the one that shot at you. And just like, state your business. I'll put another one right through your fucking eyes.
Rude. Oh, just exploring the sewers. Didn't expect to get shot.
You came in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
19.
So we're actually going to start with you.
Well, let's see if I can heal myself.
Get some healing abilities.
I don't know if I do. Oh, Daddy's about to die. This is the end of it.
This is the final episode.
Well, I run.
Are you legit trying to escape?
Wait, one. It's arrow slits, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I can't really do anything with that.
Well, they're not. I mean, it's not a legit like. There's a. You have enough purchase where you could do something like. It's considered like mechanically, the goblins are considered to have like 3/4 cover. They are very well covered, but you could still definitely get in there and do something. They're not legitimate slits.
Okay.
They're big enough for their bows to get through. You know.
Okay. Can I play whack-a-mole with that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you could definitely try.
Whack-a-mole time. Fuck it.
Yeah, basically, it's on either side of the circular hub, and you've got two goblins.
Well, shit. Do I have to do should I do an athletic? Can I get up to them easily?
Oh yeah, no, you could totally within your movement get up to them. Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a 13.
13 to hit.
Let me see, but that's gonna be let me see my attack real quick. 13 plus. It'll be 13 plus 4. Does that hit?
That does hit.
Very well. Which one's the D8 now? I gotta remember which one's the D8.
That is the pyramid. It looks like a diamond, like two triangles, ass to ass.
5.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
It's a good hit. Yeah. So you kind of like rush up to the arrow slit, and you're just like whack-a-mole, bitch. Yeah. And you like smack him in the head, and he kind of like reels back. You see like a string of blood leave his nose. He's like, and he kind of like falls back a little bit. You can see inside of the little room he's in. And you only have one attack at this juncture, right?
That's a good question. Let me make sure.
I think you have like an ability that you can pop for a second attack.
Oh no, I actually can.
Okay.
When you use the attack action, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Now's the time for sure.
All right. 12 plus 4. Does that hit?
12 plus 4. Yes.
That's another 5 actually.
Okay. To the same guy or a different guy?
Whack-a-mole again, motherfucker.
To the same dude. All right. So
actually, no. Actually, let's do it like that one pops out to like check out what just happened.
Yeah. So like you do the whack-a-mole to the first guy, then the other guy's like, "Oh, what?" Then you turn around and
I said whack-a-mole, bitch.
Shouldn't have came out, bitch. Okay. Next in the order is Yagra, and she actually she comes up to you and just says, "Narius, say ah."
Ah.
She whips out a bottle of like red ichor, and you heal for 8 points of damage as she throws this like red juice down your throat.
Thank you for the red juice, friend.
She says, "All right, that was my turn mechanically, so me."
That was my turn mechanically. Oh Lord.
So yeah, she gave you a potion. Next up is Goblin number 1, who is going to at this point try to make another bow attack at you, Obvi. 13 plus 4 does not hit. Let's see if the other guy can do something. Nope. They both of them tried to like do follow-up attacks and shoot at you with the bow again, but I think at this point you're in just fuck you mode, and you just like nimbly dodge both of them. You're just like nope. And you're up next.
Whack-a-mole time once again. 11 plus 4.
11 plus 4 barely hits.
Okay, let's see what we got here, damage-wise. That is... Ooh. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, shit.
That's going to be 7 plus 2.
So 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that goblin, as he's kind of like shaking as he sees you approach. Like, he sees you approach with just like the hammer like reared back.
Now, you shouldn't have shot me in the...
he's like, I die with honor for the Xanathar, and then like you just like smack his head, and his head just like explodes in just like brain confetti. All right, you got one more attack, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... I can do that shit 3 times, so I'm going to do it another time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that just hits. That's a 19.
Yep, that hits.
Yeah.
That defo hits.
And that's max damage.
Oh God.
That's that's an 8 plus 2. That's 10.
Yeah. So so the other one is sort of at this point like he's almost just like accepting of it. He's just like he's cowering a little bit, but he's just kind of like wincing.
I want to.
What do you do?
Press his face gently.
Yeah. Caress his face gently before you like smash it into the wall.
Good night, sweet prince.
basically how that goes. So yeah. So you're now in the blood-soaked sewage way. You've got a passage, like I said, going north and south.
I will do a perception check to see if I can see the symbol.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh shit, my blind ass ain't gonna see shit probably with that. So that'd be technically 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see much. You can see really nearby, like on the passageway to the south, you can see that there is kind of a like stone door that is set into the back wall. But other than that, you can't really see, like your dark vision can take you pretty far, but you can't see exactly what's going on at the far ends of the passageway. You can just see that nearby kind of door on the passageway to the south.
What do you think? Fuck it, let's check out the stone door.
Okay. Yeah, well, you're just going to try to open it?
Does it got a keyhole?
Yeah, it does not have a keyhole. It is actually just a regular ass door. It's made of stone, and it's just completely like it just is open.
I ram it open.
Ooh, I'm just yeah. So it just easily comes open, like no problem, no fuss, no muss, and it kind of leads into an open hallway. And at the end of this hallway, you see a wooden door that does have a keyhole.
I look in the key.
Okay. I guess that would probably be investigation.
Technically, right?
Yeah, so let's get investigation on that one.
I'll be... What's my investigation? This be 14.
Okay. So with the 14, yeah, you kind of scurry up and take a look through the keyhole. And you can kind of see in this next door, it's empty save for some, like, there's some rusty weapons and, like, clothing that kind of litter the floor. And it sort of looks like it was once, like, an armory or a coat room or something. And you don't really see anything valuable, but there are no enemies in this room, at least. It's just kind of a messy room.
Let's check it out let's go a little further. Let's actually...
Okay. So do you try to like open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the door's unlocked. You easily just kind of go in there. Are you looking further in the room? Are you trying to find anything of value or?
Yeah. See if there's anything of value in there.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's going to be investigation again.
7.
Yeah. You kind of like rifle through the kind of mess on the floor, and you don't really see anything of value. There's not a whole lot going on down here. It's just kind of like it looks like there once was something in here, but it's sort of been either rifled out or has been retrofitted to serve another purpose. There's really not much, but there is kind of like at the far end of this room, kind of in the masonry, it's like carved out into another hallway that leads deeper into the sewers.
Deeper down the rabbit hole we go.
Pretty much, yeah. So continuing down this hallway, you actually see that there is an adjacent like room like a little adjacent kind of like, not calling it a room is generous. It's like a little adjacent closet almost. And that is the room where one of your goblin buddies was. And you can see that there is an arrow slit in the wall, which is what he was utilizing. And you see his headless body just like limp on the ground with a bunch of blood that he used. You know, it's whack-a-mole remains in there.
I thought about, do I want to do weird shit like I did with my last character?
It's up to you, ultimately.
I want to start collecting goblin fingers.
Oh, God.
I'm just playing.
Are you
No, I'm
gonna
not
do
gonna do
anything
that.
weird to his body, or are you gonna just move on?
I'm just gonna move on. I was just making a joke.
Yagra sort of like walks over and like squats and like rifles through his pockets, and she finds like a little coin purse, and she's like, yoink. All right, let's go.
All right then.
So, moving on, going further down into the hallway, there's actually a staircase that leads even deeper, and you're definitely like in the thick of it now. Like you're in a hideout at this point, and it leads into a sort of like big empty room that has these 6 like tattered straw stuffed mattresses. And it looks like it's kind of like a sleeping area for the people, like the residents of this hideout.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what you've got. There is a thin wooden door on the far end of the room.
Okay. Quietly go up to that door, I suppose.
Make a stealth check.
Damn you and your stealth. That's a what's that shit? 15.
Okay. Are you just gonna open the door, or what are you trying to do?
I can stealthily do it all.
Like what's the game plan here?
Does it have a keyhole?
Yeah, I would say there's a keyhole. Yeah.
Go up to the door and just look through the keyhole at that point.
Okay. So you can hear kind of like muffled talking in the room, but through the keyhole you can't make out much. You don't see the source of the talking.
Mm-hmm.
As you're kind of like looking through the keyhole, you actually see a bed get scooted in front of the door. Like
What, somebody's trying to block the
like
door?
somebody's actually trying to barricade the door.
Oh, hell no. Strength check! No.
Yeah, go for it.
What is it? I got plus shit to strength, right?
Probably.
Yeah, so it's going to be 21.
Okay. Yeah, you like, are you just like gonna kick open the door basically?
No, I want to do a here's John.
Oh God. So you want to burst like a hole in the door, and like stick your head in?
No, I'm not gonna do that. Just like fucking decapitated or some shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna like kick it open before they can do it.
Okay. So yeah, you kick open the door, and you hear like a grunt, like ugh! And like you see like a figure like get knocked back onto the ground. It's kind of like it looks like a dwarf, but he's sort of got a kind of like darker complexion. If you're thinking about WoW, think of like a black iron dwarf.
Okay.
And then at the other end of the room, like you can see there's 2 doorways. And through one of the doorways, it kind of looks like a closet door or something. You can see another figure that is trying to use blankets to like plug the gap at the bottom of the other door. And he turns around to like see like what the source of the noise was. And you realize you recognize the guy. The guy that is trying to plug the door at the other end of the room is a human man who is bald. And you recognize him as Krentz, the guy who started the bar fight at the very beginning of the adventure.
Oh God.
And he turns around. He's like, "Oh, Stonefist, what the fuck? What's going on?" And the black iron dwarf is like kind of like scrambling to stand up and kind of like looks like he's battle ready. Yeah, Yagra's gonna address him first, and she's like, Krentz, we're trying to find somebody down here We believe you guys captured him under false pretenses, and it doesn't need to get ugly, but I'm prepared for it to get very fucking ugly.
Ooh.
And he's sort of he's sort of like, it really does not need to come to that. And the guy, the actual like dwarf guy, he's starting to actually kind of like reach for like a dagger at his side, and he's like, you can see he's kind of like like he's getting pissed.
Hey!
And Krentz kind of like puts his hand on his shoulder. He says, Zem, leave it. He says, look, Stonefist, you and your friend back at the Yawning Portal, shit could have got ugly. I know you guys could have killed me back there if you wanted to, and you didn't. So I'm going to give you the chance here. If you guys turn around, leave in peace, I won't tell Grumshar that you guys came down here.
I can't do that. I was hired for a job.
Says, then I guess there's only one way to resolve this. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
What's that? 9.
First in the order is actually going to be Yagra. Yeah, she pulls out her crossbow and she's like, it didn't have to be this way. Krentz, you fucking asshole. And she nails him in the shoulder. Does 4 damage to him. And she gets another attack. And she kind of runs up at him. She's got a kind of like small, like almost like a tomahawk to her side. And she runs up at him and tries to like, kind of roars at him and tries to get after him with that. And he manages to dodge out of the way of it. And next in the order is Krentz. He pulls out a scimitar that he had tucked away, and he's going to try to do a reaction attack towards Yagra. And hits. And does 4 points of damage to Yagra as he digs that scimitar into her side.
Did you give me a point of inspiration for something?
You may have one. Do you have one marked?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what the fuck I did.
I don't remember. It's been too long. The second guy, the little dwarf guy, he's got his dagger out, and he's going to try to charge at you with his dagger. 17 plus 3 hits. So he's going to... You take 3 points of slashing damage. As he kind of charges up, and then like he does this kind of tactic where he like squats down to the ground and like slashes at your like ankles.
Let's say he's already a dwarf. No.
Yeah. He's already pretty small. So, okay, and you're up next.
That'll be an 18 plus 4 to hit.
Which one are you going after?
I'm going to kick that little dwarf's ass.
Oh, yeah. He definitely hit him.
Time to play golf. It's on brand from the last episode, I think.
This is true.
I listened to a little bit of it. That was, so that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, so you come after him and like smack him with the warhammer, and he looks real bad from that attack. Like he spits out some teeth, and he's kind of just like weakly panting after that. Are you going to use your last thing or no?
Kind of want to.
Up to you.
I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
And this is an 11 plus 4 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Fucking 5 points of damage.
Okay. That is enough to finish him off, actually. Yeah, you come up and kind of do like that, do that uppercut kind of move with the hammer, just...
Yeah.
I'm assuming that was at the dwarf also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you kind of like see his body like fly up and like hit the floor lifelessly. And next up is Yagra. She's still kind of dealing with Krentz over there. She puts her tomahawk away and kind of like goes after him with a mace that she has and hits 7 points of damage to him. She hits him with that mace, and he like is kind of like coughing up blood on the ground. And she goes, Krentz, it really did not have to go this way. And he's like he's like gurgling on his blood, coughing and looking up at her from the ground and everything, and he's like, Don't open the door. Don't. And then he falls over, dead. You've got 2 doors now in front of you with these dead bodies. You've got a kind of like wooden door on on one end of the room, and on the other end you've got that other wooden door that Krentz was stuffing a blanket underneath.
Let's check out the wooden door that doesn't have the blankets first.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do with it?
Does it have a key? Does it have a keyhole?
It does. We'll say it does. Yeah.
Oh, I look through the keyhole.
You look through the keyhole. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
This is oh god. That should be actually pretty good. 15.
Okay. Yeah. So when you look through the keyhole, you're not really seeing much. In fact, you can see that it leads out to a stone hallway, and you just so you're just kind of looking at like stone wall. Like the hallway kind of like immediately starts to go to the right. So you're just kind of looking straight out at stone wall.
Okay.
The other door, the door that Krentz was trying to like block with the blanket, that one does not have a keyhole.
Well, strength check. No. I'm just kidding. Probably. He did say not to open that door.
He did.
So what do you think, Yagra? What do you think we should do?
She's kind of like thinking to herself, and she's like, I mean, on one hand, Krentz was a fucking asshole. On the other hand, that was his like last words.
So what was the name he said? Groshmore or some shit?
Grumshar, I think it was.
You ever heard that? You ever heard about this? Whatever the fuck.
No. I mean, I hear about a lot of. To be honest with you, I hear about a lot of these kind of like low end Xanathar bosses. Don't really know what the deal is with Grumshar. I've not heard that one.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit of a bitch. No.
She goes, but the way I see it, whatever's behind that door, I mean, it could be something that Krentz didn't want. Maybe something that would jeopardize his job if it got out or something. I mean, for all we know, that could be where they're fucking holding Floon.
Exactly. So I think we got to check it out.
Okay. What do you want? You just want to like go up and try to open it?
Stealthily.
Okay. Make yet another stealth check.
17, actually. Should be good.
It's not. No, I'm just kidding.
I was hoping to God, I'm like, don't get a fucking like 2 or some shit.
Yeah, so you kind of like slowly open the door, and you sort of like slowly open it, and there's nobody inside. It's a weird room. It's got a hole in the floor, and as you look around the room, you can see that there are like what looks like floating bones, like floating kind of like what used to be goblin bones just floating around on the far side of the room.
This looks like a feeding room, and we gotta get the fuck out of here.
And as you're sort of looking at this, you can see that the bones, which at the moment look like they're suspended in midair, are kind of slowly starting to like make their way towards you.
Oh, fuck. Is it an invisible thing?
It's a good question. What do you do?
I closed the door.
Okay. Do you now? Here's the important thing. Do you what do you do after you close the door? Do you like put the blankets underneath it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Nothing happens. So Yagra's like, from Yagra's perspective, you just went in there and then just immediately shut it and like stuffed the blankets back. She's like, so what? What's the deal?
So there were some bones. Seemed like they were floating. Then they started to come at me. Wasn't a fan of that. So
She's like, floating bones?
Yagra, you're welcome to take a look for yourself.
Go ahead and roll, tell you what, roll, is there like a deception or a persuasion kind of thing?
Yeah, there's persuasion, yeah.
Do persuasion.
That'll be...
See if she kind of like buys it or not.
I think, let me see. I had a 15, but let me see if I have a plus to that. So that'll be 17.
She goes, no, floating bones, it's your world. It's your world. I mean, like, look, if you saw floating bones, you saw floating bones, buddy.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think they were just floating. Maybe it could have been inside of something. I don't know.
But point is, no Floon.
There was a hole in the ground. I didn't really get a good look.
Do we need to get in there and see if Floon's in the hole? What's the game plan here? You're telling me a lot of weird shit here, Inarius.
I'm terrified. Damn it!
Well, you got like a bone thing? Is this a thing?
Well,
is this something we got to deal with?
I don't like floating bones. It's weird.
Is we got to do like a group therapy kind of thing?
A little bit, you know. Here's the thing. Hold my hand and we'll go in there together.
Do I have to take you to the great cleric Philip? No, Doctor. Medieval Dr. Phil.
I love it.
Yeah, so what's the game plan?
Hold my hand and we'll go in there together.
Okay. So, are you guys just going to kind of like open the door like normally? Like,
normally this time, fuck it.
Okay. So here's what happens. The second you open the door, immediately the bones are like right the fuck in front of you. Mm-hmm. And you can tell now that it's very close, that the bones were floating inside of a translucent ooze. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Ha! Nat 20.
Oh, good.
You say, oh, good.
Yeah, because this gray ooze now spills into the room that you guys are in. You guys both managed to like jump out of the way of it, but this gray ooze tried to sort of like envelop you. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
11. There's a lot of combat in this fucking...
Oh, yes. All right, so Yagra is up first. She's going to take out that little tomahawk and try to, like, get a piece of it. She's kind of like, I don't know how this is going to work, but let's try it, shall we? So, yeah, she manages to get a piece of it, and she kind of, like, can tell, like, she hits it, and, like, you can see chunks of it start to, like, fall off, but the metal, like, that her tomahawk is sort of made out of, is you can see that it's starting to corrode. And she kind of like, it's almost like the ooze has like an acidic property. And she's like, fuck. But she does get a little bit of a chunk off of that thing. She did 6 points of damage to it. She actually gets a second attack, and she goes, well, in that case, she kind of like jumps back, pulls out her heavy crossbow, and she's going to try to just shoot it. And that's a nat 1. She's like, well, in that case, motherfucker, she jumps back and then, like, fumbles, and her crossbow bolt just kind of, like, clambers to the ground. And the ooze just kind of, like, quickly eats it and absorbs it. Next in the order is going to be the ooze. Ooh, okay. Here's what happens. The ooze is going to come after Yagra and hits her. And Yagra is going to take some damage. She's going to take 2 points of damage, and you can see that Yagra's armor is also starting to corrode.
This ain't good.
And she says, yeah, this is not good. This is not good.
Should we try to run?
You're up next. She goes, are you asking her that?
Yes.
She says, I think whatever we can do to either like keep our distance, or if we can just fucking dispose of this piece of shit quickly before it burns literally all of my shit, that would be good.
So I can cast a spell and then also do an attack, right?
Does it say that the spell's a bonus action?
Yeah, one bonus action.
Then yes.
Okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
This was a 16 plus 4 hit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, are you attacking with your Warhammer?
Well, the real question, is there anything in the room?
It's just a pit.
We're in the pit?
No, you're still... are you asking about the room that you're currently in?
Yes.
Not really. It was like a... it looked like it was another sleeping area, similar to that previous room. Again, remember that, like, Krentz and Zem...
Can I toss a bed at it?
I mean, you could. We could certainly deal with that. I don't know how much damage a bed is going to do.
I guess I'll corrode my Warhammer. At what cost?
You'll see.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, definitely roll for damage first.
Yeah, let me see here. Let me find. 'Cause I have that one spell all going on as well. I forgot what that actually. Okay, +3, 4 + 2 + 3.
So 9.
Yeah, and the last 3 points are radiant damage.
So here's what happens. So you take off like massive chunks of this ooze that kind of like wither away. However, your warhammer does corrode, like bits of the acidic ooze corrode your warhammer away, and it has got a permanent -1 to its damage rolls.
You bitch.
Yep. So next up is Yagra again.
So it's just gonna be whatever I roll, just -1.
Yeah, so like
fine.
whatever your like damage rolls are, it's going to be -1
That's
permanently.
Fine. Okay. Garbage, but fine.
So Yagra's definitely going to try to stick with the faraway crossbow tactic, and she's going to try to polish this thing off if she can. Okay, that hits. I'm going to see if the second attack hits, and we'll just roll both. And that hits. Good shit. Okay. So
Kill it, Seth.
yeah, So Yagra, she rears back with her crossbow, and she lodges like 2 heavy crossbow bolts into it, and oh yeah, she nails it twice with 2 swift shots, and the ooze disintegrates, and the bones within fall to the floor.
High five.
She comes up and she definitely goes for that high five bro fist, and she's like, "All right, cool. That could have gone way worse, I guess, but my shit is fucked up."
My warhammer's not looking good. I'm not happy about it.
Well, at least that's over. Shall we see if that hole had Floon in it?
I mean, he might be dead.
I fucking hope not.
Let's go check out that hole.
Yeah, so you guys kind of go in there and you look down the hole, and it's like a deep pit. And at the bottom of it, you really don't see much. You see more bones and kind of like withered pieces of gear that have been torn away. But no
Hello! No, just...
Yeah, no living person down there. Just a little bit of like leftover ooze and some torn up shit down there, essentially.
I see.
So you at this point have got the other door that leads into that hallway that you saw.
To the hallway we go. Actually, wait. Can I rest?
Yeah. I mean, you could take do you want to take a short rest, or?
We can do a short rest.
Because, I mean, a long rest is for like a long time, and you don't know how much time you have.
Yeah, yeah, we're on a timetable. Fuck the rest. Keep moving.
Yeah, now a short rest could just be like, 30 minutes, an hour, just if you wanted to get a quick heal or something.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about, just doing like maybe like a quick little.
Okay, so what is your hit dice situation looking like?
Where's my shit? Where did I look at that? I don't even remember where to look at that anymore. I think I just does it automatically if I just do a short rest though.
Maybe on D&D Beyond, I don't know.
It does. Okay. Says short rest. Says cleric. My hit die.
It's 1d8, so you have 2d8
1d8
basically.
Yeah.
The way it works is you can roll the d8 and spend one of your hit dice on a short rest. You could use both of them if you wanted to. But either way, basically roll the d8 and heal for that much. And if you want to use one or both, you can.
Okay.
And those hit dice regenerate when you get to take a long rest.
Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna be 6 points. Yeah, I'm gonna take that.
So you went ahead and used both?
Yeah.
That heals you up to 13, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to do it right now. Yep, 13.
Okay, cool. All right, so to the hallway we go?
To the hallway we go.
Yeah, so you guys kind of take like a short rest, and no problem there. You follow the kind of pathway, the kind of stone hallway, and it leads into a large chamber. And there's a lot going on in here. There are kind of like curtains that are threadbare and hanging on the east wall of this kind of like long chamber. And in the middle, there is a muscular kind of like half-orc in dingy robes. And he's got his foot on the chest of a male human with red hair. And you can assume that this is Floon. And he's standing on top of him, chest on him. He's got his foot on his chest, and you can see that there's fire burning around this like half-orc's clenched fist. And Floon is kind of like squirming and crying helplessly underneath it. And there's a raised platform on the southern end of this hallway, of this kind of massive chamber. And it's got this kind of like nightmarish creature wearing black robes. And this is something that you've only heard stories about. You've never actually encountered one of these before. It's got large white eyes and purple skin with tentacles encircling its kind of like gross, inhuman mouth, and is cradling and caressing what looks like a brain with feet. And you had heard stories of mind flayers, but you had never actually encountered one before until now. So, what do you do?
Well. The mind flare has me worried. Well, did they notice us already, or what's the deal with that?
Not yet.
And like, if I attempted to do anything, I'm assuming they'd notice me.
Yeah, you have stepped into this chamber, but neither one. They're kind of like wrapped. It almost looks like what it sort of looks like. It's almost like the mind flayer is like overseeing the torture of Floon.
I jokingly I was gonna be like, "Hey, bro."
That's fair.
But I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to stealthily. No.
Yeah, I mean, hit me. What's the game plan?
I'm gonna get as close as possible.
To
and I'm gonna whack-a-mole the half-orc.
The half-orc? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell you what. You can go ahead and make a stealth check, and if your stealth check is good enough,
what's the point of inspiration do for me?
It basically lets you. You could take advantage on the roll.
I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the deal? I can roll twice with that, or what?
Yeah, roll twice and take the higher of the two rolls.
Oh my god. One of them's a nat 20. So.
Okay, good. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna allow you to make a kind of surprise attack. Basically, you're going to roll your damage. So go ahead and roll your attack to hit with advantage.
So am I rolling my d20 or am I just my regular attack?
Just act as if you're like rolling against AC, but do that with advantage.
So that'll be 18 plus 4 to hit.
Okay. Yeah. Now go ahead and roll the actual damage and double it.
So that's going to be... so double it, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So that's going to be 16, so it's going to be 15 with the negative 1.
So 14? Or the 15 is with the negative 1.
The 15 is negative, yeah.
Yeah, so here's what happens. So you manage to sneak up behind this kind of like half-orc, and you nail him just in the back of the head with your warhammer, and hurts him really bad. And he sort of like grunts in pain and spits out some blood, and he kind of turns his attention towards you, and he lifts his foot off of Floon, who immediately kind of like starts skirting to the back of the room. This half-orc looks fucking pissed. And both
rightfully
of his,
so.
Yeah. Both of his hands now engulfed in flame. And he looks at you and he says, kind of cracks his neck and he says, "Visitors." He says, "Maybe this'll be some redemption for bringing the wrong prisoner." And the mind flayer kind of like stands at attention and sort of is like, "Ooh, this will be a good show." And he takes this sort of like stone orb that he's carrying, and it kind of looks like an eyeball, and he's starting to like rub it. And you see, as he's rubbing this, two things happen. The mind flayer starts to like kind of fade, like his form kind of starts to fade. He doesn't say anything, and you see Yagra behind you Her eyes start to go a milky white.
Oh, god damn it.
Let's go ahead and get initiative.
11.
Okay, so here's what happens. Yagra comes and she like kind of like starts like kind of slowly walking towards you with her mace drawn. And with a nat 20, she goes after you and swings her mace at you. Okay. And she does 7 points of damage to you. And her eyes are completely glazed over. Like she looks like she is being mind controlled by this mind flayer. And she digs into you and she does 7 points of damage. And then this guy is up next, and you assume him to be Grumshar at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dex saving throw.
That'll be a 16.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So he basically kind of like holds out both of his hands that were on fire, and he sends like this 15-foot like cone of flame at you and Yagra. And Yagra, she takes 8 points of damage. You manage to dodge out of the way of most of it, and you only take 4 points. And you're up next.
Oh, this is the end of this character.
Now, I will say that you did, with that like surprise attack, you did like he doesn't look great. He's definitely bloodied and fucked up. He was not expecting that, basically.
Well, we're gonna do what we can. Oh God. Deadass? Nat 20.
Jesus. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage and double it.
Daddy doesn't want. They don't want me to die. The gods of D&D.
Torm shines down on me.
So I think it's Deadass. That's funny. It's gonna be the same amount. Should be 15.
Okay. Yeah. So you are, and this is against Grumshar, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to do it to Yagra.
Okay. Yeah. So you wail on Grumshar with your hammer, and he falls to the ground, and the flames in his hand sizzle out, and he looks like he's done. Yagra, however, unless you're going to spend... Did you recover that ability that you had?
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, in that case, Yagra is up next.
Well, time for me to die.
Yagra is going to swing at you again with her mace, and again, she looks like... She's kind of like shambling. Like she's not... She looks like she's trying to fight it, so she's not quite there.
Come on, Yagra.
That's
My
a 15,
friend.
so that actually misses.
Thank God.
Okay, you're up.
Can I bitch slap her?
Like, just trying to, like, shake her out of it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you could roll, like, an unarmed attack.
That'll be 13 plus 4.
Yep, that hits.
Bruh!
So you're just trying to do, like, minimal damage to her and just, like, slap her out of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your unarmed attack damage? Like, what's the deal with that?
3.
Okay. So you're just doing, like, a static 3 to her?
Just a quick, just...
Okay. Yeah, you slap her, and she sort of, you see her kind of like shake her head, and she's like, what's happened? I was dreaming. What?
You almost killed me, for one.
She says, what?
You almost killed me. I won't take it against.
She's like,
I won't take it personally. There's a mind flare.
a mind. I was back home. It was beautiful.
I know.
It was so beautiful. I was running in the field, and
Well, guess what? We're in a fight now. Damn it! Get your head in the game.
she says, "Oh, hey," and she like points to Grumshar's body. She's like, "You got him."
Yeah.
She says, "Is that Floon?" She definitely seems like she's still out of it, and you see Floon again. He's like in the corner, fucking terrified. The mind flayer at this
buddy.
point is gone.
Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
He says, "Who are you?"
We were hired to come find you and save you. How you doing?
He says, "Then, if I'm being honest, I'm terrified."
Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug?
That sounds nice.
Come here, buddy.
Oh, you're so warm. You're so warm. Oh, Floon. He says his name like a Pokemon.
Let's get you back to your good old buddy.
So while you're doing this, Yagra, while you're hugging Floon, Yagra is rifling through Grumshar's kind of like body.
Why are you ruining the moment, Yagra?
She says, "Hey, waste not, want not." And he actually has got a spell book that she sort of like offers up to you. She's like, "You have any use for this?"
Let me take a look at it.
Grumshar has got a spell book that contains the following spells. He's got Burning Hands, Disguise Self, False Life, Shield, Unseen Servant, and Witch Bolt.
So I just get those? Or what?
The way it kind of works is like I don't know if any of those spells are available to you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if a cleric has access to those spells. If those are spells that you can use, then yes.
Interesting.
So that's something that we can research between
we'll
sessions.
research. Yeah, that's something. Okay.
Also, there is a sort of like stone chair that's got this like small wooden chest that Yagra opens. It was unlocked, and she goes, "Hey!" and she pulls out. It's got 2 healing potions, and she goes, apparently I wailed on you back there, so you could probably use these more than me." And she throws them both to you.
Time to two-hand it.
Just crush it. Go, go, go.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's 2d4 plus 2 for each one.
2d4?
Yep.
Okay.
Should be enough to full heal you, hopefully, or at least get you close.
3 plus... That's 6 points for one of them.
Okay.
And then another 3, actually.
Okay.
And a 2, so that's 11 points, I think.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should bring you up to 13.
There you go.
Inside of the chest, there's also 16 gold pieces. And Yagra's like, "Want to split it?"
Of course.
So she hands you 8 of them and puts the other 8 in her pocket.
Want to split it.
So, we've got a couple of things in here. You've got 2 kind of like
How many gold was that?
8.
8, so...
Okay.
Okay.
You've got 2 kind of like cells almost in this room that are kind of like against the wall. And they look like they're just kind of like normal like cells, sleeping corners. There's kind of like rusty shackles bolted to the walls, like kind of straw pallets. Nothing really of note. There's 2 of those. There's a passageway to the side, and then there's double doors on the sort of like eastern wall. So basically you've got a passageway and double doors leading out.
Let's check out the double doors.
Okay. So, is that like you're gonna? Are you trying to
stealthily?
Okay, so there's no keyhole here, but you could open it
Stealthily.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
That'll be no. I keep on thinking I have like a fucking like plus for that,
But you
yeah,
don't.
it's 12. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you open the door, and it creaks a little bit, but nothing too crazy. It's not too bad because this room is almost completely empty. It's got a stone pillar in the middle of it that is carved with a small symbol. It is a perfect circle with 10 kind of equidistant spokes that radiate outward from the circumference of the circle. Basically, the Xanathar symbol.
Oh, okay.
And in the middle of the circle, kind of like looks like a lidless eye. And that's pretty much all you have at the moment. It looks like there's sort of an indentation for a stone, but you don't have any stone or anything that would go in there.
The Mind Flayer did.
He did.
He had the stone.
There are also two other cells adjacent to this room, and you can see kind of like approaching onward. There's a staircase that leads up.
Up we go. Fuck it.
Okay. Going up the stairs, you've got 2 things. You've got one adjacent room from the top of the stairs, and that is actually where the other headless goblin body is. And then you've got another passageway that leads from this kind of like hallway at the top of the stairs that actually leads back into the central chamber, like where you first entered into the sewers from. So this would be a quick and easy way out. Now, you do still have that passageway back from the previous room that is unexplored, but if you would rather just like say fuck it and like let's get Floon out of here, you can totally go do that.
At this point, I think it's better to just get Floon out of here.
Right.
He's my terrified, scared little boy right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I imagine I'm holding him now.
Yeah, you're just coddling him.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are basically just gonna like fuck off and go back?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
With a heavy heart.
Cool beans. Nothing wrong with that. So at this point, you guys are kind of like going through to the... I'm assuming you're just going straight back to the yawning portal.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. You guys go back to the yawning portal, and it's actually kind of like empty at this point. Mm-hmm. Like it's really, this is all happening in the same night, right? And most of the kind of patrons have cleared out. Durnan, the barkeep, is still there, kind of like, you know, he's kind of like, fuck, I just want to go to bed, but there's all these people here. There's a few kind of like stragglers, and you see Valo, who is still there, and he's been drinking alone, just kind of like anxiously waiting for you guys to return. And he sees you guys kind of like stumble through, and he sees that you have like both Floon and Rainier with you. Rainier, I think, met back up with you before you guys went. Yeah. And he springs up excitedly and runs up to hug Floon. He says, "Oh my God, you've returned! I'm so happy to see you! Oh my friends!" And he kind of like notices you, and he says, Inarius, hi. Yes, hi. Thank you for returning, my friend."
It's all good.
He kind of looks at you sheepishly, and he says, Come sit over here and have a drink with your old friend Valo, and we'll discuss the matter of your payment."
Very well.
So he kind of like walks everybody over to the table he was at and orders up a round of drinks for everybody. But I think Yagra is definitely like not buying. She's not touching the drink. She's just kind of like, "Fuck you, pay me," kind of thing. And Volo is kind of like looking down at his drink and everything, and he says, I confess that I have but few coins to spare, but never let it said that Valo goes back on a promise. Allow me to present something much more valuable." And he holds out a scroll tube and presents it to you, Anarius.
I inspect it.
So you kind of like open the scroll, and you kind of look down at it, and it looks to be a deed. He says, "What you hold there, Anarius, is the deed to a remarkable property here in Waterdeep. We'll need a magistrate to witness the transfer of ownership, but I can arrange a meeting with one after you've inspected the estate and deemed it satisfactory." And as you look at it, this is a deed to a manor, actually, in the North Ward of Waterdeep. It's called Trollskull Manor, and it's been notarized. It appears to be legitimate. You uphold the law and everything, so you can kind of tell when documents have been falsified. And yeah, it seems like it's on the up and up. And basically, Valo's like, "I don't have a bunch of money, but I do have this." And he's basically offering this up to act almost as a home base for you in Waterdeep.
Okay.
So,
Yagra, what do you think?
She's like, "Was really hoping for some gold, but
we'll have a place to chill."
She's like, "I mean, that's cool and all. Was really hoping for some gold.
There might be some shit there."
She says, "Valo, you're a nice guy. What? A house?" And he says, I recently purchased the property. It is, I must say, rumored to be haunted, but I was hoping that investigating it might yield a chapter for my next book, Valo's Guide to Spirits and Specters."
Trying to get me cursed?
He says, "I'm not trying to get you cursed. I merely suggest that it could, if something is happening in there, it could make a good story."
Fuck give you a good start. Well, it's at least worth checking out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's yours. Like that is essentially his reward for finding Floon. So he sets up a meeting, kind of the next morning. He pays for you guys with the little bit of coin he has. He pays for everybody a night to stay at the Yawning Portal, and you've got a meeting with the magistrate. Her name is Keeleen Silmerhelm, and she's the magistrate. And you guys are meeting up with her basically the next morning. And there's a courthouse in the castle ward where she kind of like witnesses the transfer, kind of the legal transfer of the deed. And she's a tiefling woman, and she's sort of like bitchy. Like she's sort of just like, all right, like it's early, haven't had my coffee yet, basically. And after it's all said and done, she says, okay, there is an estate transfer tax of 25 gold pieces. This is normally paid by the new owners. And then she just kind of like looks expectantly at you, Anarius.
Well, that's kind of bullshit.
Do you have 25 gold?
Hell no.
So at this point, Rainier kind of like pipes up and he says, oh, no, I got it. And Rainier Neverember pays for your transfer tax.
Well, thank you.
He says, it's the least I could do. Then he kind of like wraps his arm around Volo and Floon, and he says, you did save my friend after all. Hey there, thanks for checking out another fantastic Nerd Bourbon video. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave us a like, drop us a nice comment, or I guess a mean one if that's your prerogative. But until next time, get dunked on.